want to go over with you the Smith Wesson Model 1917 U.S. Army revolver. A gun with kind of an interesting history and some things just to look out for, just to keep an eye on so you don't get bit when purchasing one of these. For you guys out there that are firearms collectors, you're going to know everything I'm going to say probably. But we have tried to tailor mygunvalues.com to the person that doesn't know much about firearms, might be trying to get into it, might be starting to get interested. Remember, you at once didn't know anything either, and just like I didn't or anybody else didn't when we were younger. So first of all, we'll cover the things to watch out for and to look for on one of these guns, and then I'll tell you a little bit about the history. One problem that this gun had was it was designed to shoot 45 ACP ball ammunition. And it had a real problem when these weapons got exposed to the dirt, the mud, the crud, and everything else on the battlefield. The ammunition might get dirty or corroded. The bullet would stick in the bore. And if another round was fired after that first round, before it was cleared out, the bullet was cleared out of the barrel, it would bulge the barrel. Most of the time, this occurred out here at the muzzle. And I once owned a gun that had this problem. It long ago went down the road because it snuck by me when I wasn't paying attention. But a quick way to tell if you're bulged at the muzzle, and obviously if you're at a gun show or a flea market, you're not going to have live ammunition probably. But if you just have a 45 ACP bullet, you just set it up here on the muzzle. See if you can see that the bullet does not go down into the barrel. So we don't have a bulge right there. So that tells us that muzzle diameter is pretty good. Obviously you can slug the bore, which you take a soft lead slug, you drive it down through there, and you can measure the bore diameter. When you're doing that, if there's a bulge down here in the middle of the barrel, which can happen, then as you're driving it, you'll tap it, you'll tap it, you'll tap it, you'll tap it, and all of a sudden it'll drop down a good distance, and that's a good indication that the barrel's bulged. Another thing to look out for is if this barrel is bulged in the middle. A way to try to see that is take your bore light or a flashlight, and I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but shine it down from the back end of the barrel and then look in the muzzle and see if you see a bright ring somewhere in here all the way around. That's another indication of a bulged barrel. Bulged barrel does not necessarily mean the gun will shoot bad. That one I owned actually shot pretty good. But obviously it's something you want to avoid paying full price for. That other one I owned, I looked for 45 barrel for it for quite some time and never did find one. So, just something to look out for. Okay, some other things to look out for on this gun. First of all, they did make a civilian version. The civilian version does not have this lanyard loop back here, and it will not be stamped U.S. Army, right? U.S. Army Model 1917 right here. They have made these new today. Smith & Wesson has what they call their Classics series. So this gun has been newly manufactured. So that's something to look for too. So on these, you will have the serial number in no less than 4 places. for the gun, you'll see oftentimes on old military firearms, you'll see where they say all the numbers match. What that is telling you the gun is all original. It left, all these parts left the factory together, all the major parts. Because when you're in a battle, maybe you have 2 or 3 or 4 of these that get damaged, and you take 1 or 2, you take them all together and make 1 or 2 good firearms by simply mixing and matching parts. That's fine for the battlefield, but it hurts collectability. So what you have to do is make sure all the numbers match.